Now to the day's other news, and one of the most successful singer-songwriters of all time, the American pop star Prince, has died at the age of 57. Police say he was found unresponsive in a lift at his home in the state of Minnesota. The cause of death is unknown. Prince was a prolific writer and performer with hits in the early 1980s, including Purple Rain, Little Red Corvette and When Doves Cry. Today, Madonna called him a true visionary, while President Obama said the world has lost a creative icon. Our arts editor, Will Gompertz, now reports on Prince's unexpected death and his contribution to popular music.
Prince in his pomp, playing guitar like Jimi Hendrix and posturing like a rolling stone. The man from Minnesota was the king of funky rock and roll. The prolific, innovative, influential pop star died at his Paisley Park estate earlier today, following a bout of ill health, which was initially put down to flu. His death has shocked and surprised fans the world over.
I just couldn't believe it. I didn't believe it. He was just here Saturday. He was just here Saturday. He was fine.
Fellow artists also expressed their sadness. "I miss my brother," tweeted the film director Spike Lee. "I'm crushed. A massive loss for us all. What a genius," from the actor Samuel L. Jackson. R.I.P. to @Prince. A true artist in every sense of the word, gone way too soon, came from fellow musician Quincy Jones. And President Obama said in a statement, "Prince did it all. Funk, R&B, rock and roll. He was a virtuoso instrumentalist, and nobody's spirit was stronger, bolder, or more creative."
When you look at historically where he was and what he did at the times that he did it, you know, you look at popular music today and it would be a much, much, much more boring place if it wasn't for Prince.
Born Prince Rogers Nelson to musical parents, the young boy soon showed a prodigious talent. It is said that he played all 27 instruments on his first record, but he had to wait until 1982 for his big breakthrough, with his album 1999 featuring He followed that up with the multi-million selling Purple Rain, considered by many to be one of the greatest albums ever made. It earned him an Oscar, Grammy Awards and a place at the top table of international superstars.
He just used to turn up at shows and hang out backstage, and we were just blown away. But very, very low key, never sort of made a big deal with it. He used to stand at the side of the stage and shake our hands as we went on stage.
He sold over 100 million records, released 39 studio albums, and wasn't afraid to write songs about unpoppy subjects like AIDS, addiction and politics. Nor was the 5'2" star one to be pushed around. He took the eccentric step of changing his name to a symbol, following a row with his record company.
So how did the artist formerly known as come about?
Well, that came up through people's problem with, mainly the media's problem with not having a pronunciation for the symbol. So they had to come up with something, I guess.
This is footage taken by a fan last Thursday of Prince performing. Many people considered him to be the greatest showman on earth. Now, sadly, he has left that stage.
The singer Prince, who's died at the age of 57. Well, our correspondent Peter Bowes is in Los Angeles for us tonight. Peter, this has come as a huge shock for millions of people. What more do we know about the circumstances surrounding his death?
Well, it is now a little over 6 hours since the police were called to Prince's home, and at that stage it was simply a report that a man was lying at the bottom of the lift, on the floor of the lift, and in an unresponsive state. Now, the paramedics arrived. It became clear very quickly that it was Prince. They tried to revive him, but they were unsuccessful, and he was declared dead a short time later. Now, the authorities say they are continuing to investigate this. This is a police investigation. There will, of course, be a coroner's investigation to eventually determine the precise cause of death. But as you say, this has come like a bolt out of the blue for so many people who were unaware that he was having any sort of medical problems. He did have flu recently. He was in hospital briefly, but people thought he was recovering from that. But it's led to people celebrating the life of Prince, and these fans, for example, dancing in the streets of Harlem in New York. So a tremendous outflowing of grief, and that is turning to thoughts of remembering the life of Prince, the concerts that he gave in huge venues and some of the smaller, tiny venues that he used to play out as well.
Peter, many thanks. Peter Bowes there in Los Angeles. Now, the government says it's